Hey guys, Sketch Etchable here. What I got is three pretty much identical zombie figures drawn out. I can do a tutorial on these, but I went ahead and drew them out to shorten this video up. But if you want a tutorial, I can get you one. But this video is going to be kind of basic on shading. I'm going to do three different types of shading. There's who knows how many, but I'm going to cover three sort of basic ones. There's going to be a sort of dashy lined one that's smoother, sort of cleaner lines, and then I'm going to have a more realistic kind of shading. So let's go ahead and get it in on the lined one. Okay, so I zoomed in on him so you can get a little bit more basic of what I'm doing. So some things that need to be shaded is going to be the spots on his head, his eyes, his nose, inside his mouth, the graphic design on his shirt, all the spots on his arm, all the way down him. I'm sort of just going to cover some at the head, and then either time-lapse or skip through the rest of it, because I do have video editing software now, so I can do that. So, don't know what I can do, but hopefully I can time-lapse. So, it's going to be the same with the other two drawings as well. So for this kind of shading, if you're right-handed, you're going to start from the lower left and just sort of make lines going across, pretty parallel, pretty evenly spaced, going across to shade. Let's see if I can get my camera. Okay, so I'm going to start with his eyes. Because they need to be dark. Spots on his head. And if you go outside the lines, especially on a drawing like this, it's okay. Like I just did a pretty bad one right there. You can always go back and clean this sort of stuff up. So, on his shirt, just sort of, you can go back and fill in lines if you really need to, like I just did, but you just sort of want to keep the same pattern all the way. And for some people, they can't draw a straight line, just sketch out a straight line. So this shading style may not be for you, but I'm going to back it up and finish this one up and continue to my next one. Okay, so that zombie has been shaded with the sort of line dashy sort of shading that you could use in like a cartoon or a comic sketch or something. Try to get the whole thing in the drawing. It's about what it looks like. But so you can use that for like a comic, or if you're using ink, that's a good method. But I'm gonna move that out of my way. The next one is gonna be a smooth sort of shading. What you're gonna do is, instead of using the tip of the pencil to make lines, you're gonna hold the pencil sort of far back and shade with the side of it to make sort of a buff sort of like fluffy sort of look. So if you're doing a controlled area like I am with the eyes, you can hold it close to the edge, but once I get to these spots, I'm going to back it up and sort of, let's do that, get y'all zoomed in on that. My camera doesn't have great focus, especially on autofocus, but you just sort of want to do a circular motion with the side of the pencil. And let me go ahead and do part of the shirt. Just want to hold it by the side. These drawings sort of look sloppy because I just tried to crank out 3 drawings so I could do another video. So forgive me for the poor quality on the drawings, like in the circles and whatnot. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish this drawing up. I think normal. So hopefully you got a basic of what I meant. Since I forgot to zoom in this style. Right now I'm gonna make his zoom out and finish this one up. I'm drawing out the lines that all of them are gonna follow. I'm gonna have them all curve up, and then the upper waist, I'm just gonna do it up and down, vertical lines all the way across. But I'm gonna have these 2 points, well, legs lines blend in right at the belt buckle. He's sort of finished these up. Lines are just gonna kind of follow. Basically, I mean, I could spend a good amount of time on all these. This one I am using the side of my pencil. I haven't shaded. I'm holding it pretty far back on their shirts at all yet, but or really done too much on their stomachs. I am getting lines. This one I actually forgot to do in the other style. But like sort of a soft, for video purposes. Sort of like how a crayon would look. Short. I'm still getting lines, so but I'm just holding it back because all the full quality that I can control right and my camera can only handle so much video. For me, at least, some people will want to shade. The shading isn't going to be too good. It's just depends on your preference. On this last picture over here, so whatever you prefer, more realistic shading. But this is a style. So in other words, how to shade it. It's going to be using a like how to hold your pencil when you shade it. Pencil stay still. So sort of however you can achieve this technique is only we're going to be able to whatever put in gradients. Go for whatever you think you can do it and do it right with. But instead like doing a line like you did over here and pick it up. Make sure that you do lines back and forth right, but you're going to close to right because there is no perfectly right way to do anything. You're going to go from heavy pressure to lighter pressure to lighter pressure. And your lines are going to try to follow the surface that it's on. So like if I was doing say hair, I would do my lines curved down on one side and then curve the other way on the other side, and then sort of horizontal at the top. Rather than this, you just sort of do a general bottom left to upper right all the way. This style will have more arcs and different angles to it. So let me go ahead and start on that with the eyes. I'm just sort of curving up from left to right. Sort of adds a little bit of realism. The nose curving the way that I'm going the way that the back curve does. And the mouth just sort of following that same rule. Just started from the upper point, working my way around, and then you can go back and touch it up a little. For the shirt, I'm gonna have them go up towards the shoulders, so I'm gonna have it sort of like so. So these lines are going to be vertical. And then I'm going to have it sort of curve once it gets near the curve of the collar. And then there's other different types of shading that I could get where I would add like really quality gradients so his shirt would go from light to dark. And I could do a video on that, but this particular drawing is not the drawing that I want to do that on, and I forgot to zoom in, so I'm going to go ahead and do his pants. So, as I sort of finish up the last little bit on this one, I actually didn't really get to time-lapse or skip or whatever I'm going to do on this one. As I finish this up, I would like to say that if you have any ideas on other videos, that would be great to send me a message about. If you like my videos, you can subscribe. If you don't like my videos, don't watch them. And if you think that there's anything that I should change, let me know. All these styles of shading are good for something, so don't use one all the time, because all these styles can be used for something where one of them or both of them wouldn't apply, right? So whichever one you prefer for what you draw, that's different. But if you're doing like a realistic sort of drawing, you'd want the style closer to over here. But if you're doing sort of a cartoon, not really cartoon but comic, you want the one over here. And this one can be used for certain pictures in either style, so they can all be used and they're all useful, but just don't try to stay hooked to one. If you want to be pretty good, practice all three of them. But let me try to get a decent shot of this. There again. There's the one with lines, the sort of smoother one, and then the last sort of more realistic one. So I'm going to go ahead and put down the pencil, say thank you for watching, give me any ideas for videos, subscribe, comment, inbox me, whatever, and I hope to see you in my other videos.